Hi there, so today I want to show you 3 of my fast editing tips of GroovePages. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and I hope you will enjoy this content. So let's do it. So what we will see today, we will see how to quickly reuse page. So when we are building multiple page website, or even if we have took a template from a GroovePage and we have made customization for it and then want to reuse it, we can use page template to quickly reuse page. So I will show you how to do this. Also some tricks about how to better manage these page template. We will see also how to quickly reuse block of content. So in GroovePages, we have elements, we have container, we have blocks. So block of content can be reused. So instead of having the whole page reused, you can use only a block of content. And finally, we will look at reusing style of content. So if you have specific colors, font type, that kind of stuff, you can apply it to any element into your page. But we have some kind of tricks to do this, because actually this feature right now as January 2021 is a bit hard to play when you're moving. You have to understand how this feature is built to better use it. So let's get into it. So this is my GroovePage test. I have basically some stuff in it. I have this button here that is made as a 2-line button, like we can see in Groove funnel. So if you want, I will post a link to how to make this kind of 2-line button. But the main subject today will be first how to quickly reuse page. So when you want to add pages to your site, it could be in the funnel section or in the page section. In the page section, you click on the plus. This will bring you to the single page setup where you have all the tags, so you can see the template that you have. But you can also have the My Template section. This is where you can have some pages that you already built, that it could be starting from a template of GroovePage, or it can be from scratch from your own. And here you can see a preview of the page like this, and you can select it. The point in that interface, actually, what is important is that for now we cannot delete templates. So don't try, like you can see I have create a few templates, and it can be it can have a lot of template on the long run. I'm sure that they will prevent they will give us a way to delete template, but for now we cannot. So the main thing here that I will suggest is that when you do a template page, be sure to have a right name, a name that is meaningful, because as you can see here, no screenshot. This page here is an example of one of the web page that I'm using. So I saved as template, but actually I didn't know what the content was, so this is not very, very useful. So when you create, for example, if I came to this page, not this page, if I came, for example, for this page, if I want to create a template from this page, I will be able to come into the main menu here and do save as template. But before doing that, be sure to have here a name that is meaningful. So for example, this will be a countdown with the subscription form. So I can have something like, probably can move that down, and again like that, and I can see that is a countdown page. So I will change the name of this page here to something meaningful, and I will say countdown page. Okay, so this will make the page meaningful in my all my template pages. So I will come here, do save as template, and you see that you have no other choice. Actually, it just saved the page as a template. If I come back here into my template, and I will probably need to do some refresh. So if I come back here, tape, you see now I have my new page that is a countdown page. I can do a preview. So you see that the last version of my page. And if I click actually select, it will create a new countdown page for me in my site. So this is one of the faster tricks that you can do to reuse your own page. So if you create a page from a template and finally you personalize that page, you like it, save it as a template, and you can reuse the old page as a block, as a whole. Okay. So the second tip actually is to be able to save block and reuse it. This is often useful, for example, for footer of sites. So if I come here, I can build a footer. So I will go into block. I can go in wireframe and I will find footer. And here I will find a footer that I'm liking. For example, this one. And this footer here has specific link icon. So if I change these icon to something else, so I can change here to something else. What I want is I want to be able to reuse easily this footer that is custom footer into other page of the site. So you do it once and reuse it. So in order to do that, you have to go at the block level. So when you see in the breadcrumb here block, this is mean as your block, you will see also that the icon here are different. So if I'm here, I have this kind of icon, but if I'm here, I'm at that level, I have that kind of icon. The one that we want to use is the star icon. The star icon will let you create a block custom for you to reuse. It will keep all the setting as when you create it. So if I go to star, you will see here I have a pop-up and I can save this block icon into a specific category. Okay. I think you can also put no category. Yeah, you can also put no category. So this block now will be available for you to be reused in other page. If I go, I can stay in the same page actually. So if I come back into block and I go into all block, you see, since I didn't give a category, it will be in all block, but I can also go into, for example, footer, and you see I have two here, two footer custom. So you can see that the footer are custom, or the block actually are custom when you have a trash can be beside it, so you can delete it. So I didn't add actually the footer in my footer section. I added into uncategorized, so that's why it will show up here. So this is the footer that I use. So I just click and drag it, and you will see I should have two footer. Yeah, I have one footer here, can make it go down. So I have two footer. So these are copy, but I can put it in other pages. So this is a quick way actually to manage websites. So for the header, actually, we have here the navigation that is already a custom control from GroovePage that will be basically the same on all page because they update the navigation. But on the footer side, we don't have the same footer navigation option. So we have to go through custom block to use it. And if you don't want to use a block, you can delete it simply like that. So this was for the tip number 2. For the tip number 3, so I will clean up this here, remove. It will be the style, the use of a style. So this is a bit more complex to work with. But if we get, for example, come here and select a block, we will take wireframe block because we don't want content. We'll take empty, a 2 row. So if I add it here, you see my 2 row here with container, can move it down. And let's say that I want to do here, the first thing that we may want to do is to add padding to the block actually. So if I come here, I can say, okay, by default, I will have at the bottom and at the top 1.5 rem above and below. So if this is a custom setting, you can save this setting as a global style that will be used everywhere in your site. So everywhere in that site, you will be able to reuse this custom style. It will not go through multiple sites, okay? You see, I already done a few here, but I can create a new one. One thing that I think it's important also to understand with the global style is that actually the style or for anything in the page. So actually it's basically a snapshot of the setting that you have here that is reapplied to the global, to the element that you have selected. So what I will do actually, for start, I will clear this up. So I can go into edit style, and in this feature you have the ability to rename, clone, or delete. So I can do delete. Same thing here, rename, I can do delete. Okay, these are, we have important things here to understand regarding this feature. So the first thing to do is, you see here what are changed. When you see a little dot here, you see what is modified. So what we will do here, we will go into global style and create a new style. I suggest that you can, for example, prefix from block if you want to know that this is for more block settings. But it's important to find a way that you will organize yourself so you are able to manage these global style on the long run. So I will say block space padding, for example, okay, to have, so I will, like that, I will be able to come here, select, for example, another block, which is empty, and I can take this one here, and I can select here global style and apply the padding. So you see it will reapply for me that. An important thing, an interesting thing actually, is that you're able to update the style. But one point that is really important in that is that you have to be sure that all the style are actually applied to your block. So for example here, the spacing is there, so I can change the spacing to a bit more, okay. And we will see more of this probably later on the text, but if some setting are forgot, actually it will not override them. So if I come here and I do update style, you will see that the style here will be updated, you see. So this is great actually. So everywhere in the site where you update the style, it will update it. But the problem is that when you have a lot of for example setting in your style, so for example if I came here and I had a paragraph here and I want to style this paragraph, and let's say that I style the font, I will style the size, I will style the center, I will style the background, okay, it could be anything, but let's say for that, and finally I will add spacing, okay, everywhere like that, and I can add shading, okay. So this is kind of a great setup. So it's nice, so it's could be a card of information, that kind of stuff. So now I will save this style. So I will go here and I will say create new style. So text card gray, okay, for example. So that way I have that. So the purpose of this is that I came here, I do paragraph again, and here I can simply apply text gray. Fine, super, okay. So the next thing is that if I want here to modify the text to other things. So you see here I have the text, the background, the spacing, and the shading. So let's say that I'm finding that I want to have a bit more spacing around it, so margin, okay. I'm doing this, okay. So now I can try to update the style, but you see that the background change, the default change. So you saw that I changed one setting from the original actually block of style, and finally it doesn't, some settings are kind of still there but hidden, okay. So if for example what I do here is to come here and I say, oh, I just update my space, my padding, and I want to update this style, I do update style, you see that I lost the setting that were previously set. So basically what it means is that when you do a style, you have, for example, 5 attributes. When these 5 attributes are defined, they are coming a global style. If you modify any attribute or one of those, you will end up kind of hiding the 5 attributes that you had previously, and you will, if you want to update your style, you have to redo every settings to be sure that you keep the same setting. So for example, this means that in that situation here, I will have to reselect this, replace the font at the size that I want, put it centered, do a background like this. After that, going into the spacing and say that in center here, it was exactly, let's say like that. And I wanted also to have a bit more around it, like that, okay? And I wanted a shadow like that. And then if there I go and update the style, you see it will be okay. So it's really important when you do modify a style, you want to update a style, that you actually reselect every setting. And it will be the same if you do a new style, because if I come here, for example, I say, oh, these are my settings, but I said, oh, I want something with a different font. I can come here and do ASAP. If I go save, create new style, text card 2, you see that the only thing that was keep in the creation of the style was the font and not the gray background or the spacing. So it's important that when you update a style or when you create a new style, that you define every property that you want to be impacted by this style actually. So I can come here and probably reselect card gray. And what is interesting is that I can actually easily now go to elements, do create a new style here, and apply the style. So this is interesting for that actually. You can also, as you know, you can copy also the same thing and go that way instead of actually going through a global style. But the global style may be interesting to, for example, be able to change color globally. So for example, I was on my text gray. If text gray, for example, we can become blue, don't forget to update everything actually. So I will come, for example, background, and I will say it's coming, it's blue. Now, since I changed one property, if I want to save a style, I have to reselect everything. So I have to reselect this, I have to reselect this, like that. I have to reselect the center. I have to, the spacing. Like that. And then I may able to update style. And I see I forgot some spacing, but you see that the style blue was updated, but the copy didn't. So actually it will be important also to be able to manage your site. So this is all about managing the site on the long run. So if you want to be able to change the color globally, it will be more easy if you don't copy the block, but you apply a global style. So that was my my few actually, and I can go here and probably apply the style. So you see it's still there. Apply. Okay. So so these are this is the third tricks tips that you can show you. So how to manage the style and to reuse it for color base or font size, that kind of stuff. So hope it helps. If you find value in this video and you like it, give a thumbs up. It will be pretty appreciated. If you like the video and you want to be notified when I receive or I publish new video about tricks, tips about GroovePage or online business, subscribe to the channel, and hope you have a great day. See you. Bye bye.